Okay, the stream should be up now. We have 4 viewers. If anyone has a Twitch account, please write something to the chat. If you can hear me all right. I hope everyone can hear me all right. Can somebody give me some feedback in the chat, please? Okay, I just got some feedback, so everyone can hear me. Okay, let's start this. So, excuse me. So today's topic is I usually track all of my expenses in a spreadsheet, a Google spreadsheet. It's perfect for what I needed to get done, but I spent lots of my time learning about web development in the past few, I don't know, weeks, and I haven't really done anything like a complete project. I've started some projects and I've abandoned them halfway. So I figured I should do this because it's something that I will actually use, and well, hopefully somebody else will use it as well. So as you can see, the the spreadsheet solution is really quite simple. Let's say I go to the grocery store and I buy something for, I don't know, a hundred something, $100. I just put in the amount and I put a category here, and there you go. We can see it here. Let's just put in some other expenses like another category, and as you can see, the overall here gets refreshed as well. So it's a really basic stuff, and I think it will be just perfect for my first web application. And for this web application, I chose to use Django as a backend language and or library. And for the front end, I don't yet know what I will use. I've used Angular in the past, but like there's a Angular quick start guide on their website, and I went through the steps here. It was actually really useful, but I didn't really use it for anything after that, so I kind of forgot. I think I will use React.js for the front end, but as for today, I will only be coding the backend part. So before we get to the coding part, I actually want to like create a plan for the whole project, just some really basic stuff, and like just some notes for myself, what I want to get today, what I want to get done today. So I don't know if you guys have heard of this tool, Trello. It's uh, it's like a really handy tool. It's completely free, and it's basically just lets you set up custom boards. So some of you may have used some kind of system for this, like Jira, for example, is one that's really popular. But Trello is just completely absolutely fine for a starter project like this. So I just registered in with a new account, and let's create our first board here, and I'll call the application like expense tracker, and yeah, create board, and let's do some really cool background here. Money. Perfect. So let's just make 3 columns here. 3, or I don't know. Let's call one ideas, to do, in progress, and done. So 4 columns. And let's actually put down what I want to do, get done today in the to do column. So first I want to design a database for the project, and set up a basic Django application, and it would be really great if I got that far, that I basically get the whole backend part done today, but we'll see. So let's put something down here like I don't know, connecting the Django application with the database, testing the REST API. I'm just checking if anyone is here. Oh, I have 7 viewers, 8 viewers. Oh god, oh god. Yeah, so as for the initial project, I only want to track expenses, and like the way I imagined it is like every expense, of course there's an amount, how much did you spend, and then a category and maybe a subcategory. Just because, like, for example, when I track how much I spend on food, I like to separate it 2 ways, like for stuff I'm buying at the grocery store, and like stuff that I'm ordering takeout, or I'm going to a restaurant or something. I track those 2 separately, just you know just to see how much I eat out or something like that. It can be useful. So I want to add the subcategory as well, and well, actually let's just start designing the database, I guess. So perfect tool for this, Paint. I don't know, I've tried searching for like database design tools, but they all seemed a bit too complex for me. I don't know. So we're going to have don't really like Paint. I think I will just jot it down in Notepad or something like that. So we'll have tables. We'll have a user table, and I think Django has a built-in user model that we will use, and we'll see what those models are in Django, and it will basically, like, if we are using that model, we'll basically inheriting a lot of stuff. So in Django, there's a whole lot of stuff pre-written for us, so we don't have to program that. But I checked, and I want to extend that user model a bit, so we'll have to do some coding regarding that. But we'll have a user table. We'll have something called groups, and that's something that comes with Django as well, and can be useful later in the project if we decide to scale it or something like that. And I guess we only need one more table for now, which is going to be expenses, and these 2 tables will be mostly written for us and already implemented in Django, so we won't have to do much there, but let's write something down here in the expenses. So of course we want that to have an ID, yeah, a date when the expense was added, and an amount, a category, and a subcategory. And now that I'm thinking about it, I guess we should create a separate table for the category and the subcategory as well. Because like, yeah, that seems like a reasonable thing to do, but we'll see. And I'm not much of a database designer, so I guess that will be our database design for now. So let's create the Python project. Yeah, that's done. Let's say so. What I want to do here is like create a virtual environment first. So the virtual environment is a Python specific thing, and it basically just lets you separate the whole project from like other project of yours. Because you know, in Python you can install like packages or libraries, I don't know. Uh, so Django is one. So you can install these packages and it can get really messy. So what we are doing with this virtual environment or VNV is basically it's just copying a Python. I don't know how should I put this. Like it will copy our empty Python, which doesn't have any packages or libraries installed. Just copy that, and then we will be able to enter the virtual environment and install packages in there, and it won't influence our Python, which is just installed on the computer. Just a second here. So what we are going to do is create the virtual environment, and I've actually done this a couple of times, but you know, it's always best to make sure I'm doing it the right way. So I wanna go. I created a stream folder here, and let's create. I like to create this here. So stream, and let's create a folder here. Amount tracker. No, not amount. Expense tracker. And here, let's enter here. And what we want to do here is create a virtual environment, and it goes like this. So I need to type in Python -m and then VNV and then the path to the virtual environment, which is also going to be VNV. And if I hit enter, it should create this in a couple of seconds. Yeah, so it's all done now. And if we take a look at here, we have our virtual environment, and it's basically just a copy of our Python, which is installed on the computer. So what we want to do is enter the virtual environment, and we say scripts.exec activate, yeah, and you can see here that there is this VNV in brackets here, and it means that we are inside our virtual environment. So what we want to do here is let's search for Django and Django documentation, installation, and where it's probably just pip install Django. Yeah, it's here. So pip install Django. So this will install Django for us. And we are going to need to install another package, which is called the Django Rest Framework. And this is kind of an extension for Django, and it basically lets you create REST APIs like insanely quickly, but we'll see how quickly. There's a quick start here. We'll probably take a look at that just to help us out here. Pip install Django Rest Framework, yeah. Django is still installing. Oh yeah, so yeah, Django finished installing, so we'll need to install the Django Rest Framework here. Django Rest Framework. Did I spell that correctly? Yeah. All right. Oh. Okay, so that's installed as well. And let's open Pycharm. That's my preferred IDE to use for Python. And I should have done that a long time ago because it's going to take a while. But what we can do is create our Django application. So the way we do that is, let's see here, this is for the installation. Let's go back. Overview, maybe. No, that's not really what I'm looking for. Create Django app. Yeah, this is going to be it. Yes, so let's check if Django got installed. Yeah, you can see it here. So what we can do now is type in Django admin start project, and then we need to type in the application name, which is going to be expense tracker. And what this is going to do, well, it is quick, is create a folder for us, and then inside that folder a bunch of Python files. Honestly, I'm not familiar with all of them and all of their functionalities, but it will be really easy to do because the quick start guides are just so helpful here. So it will be really easy to start off with it. But if I'm correct, we can already start our Django application. If I go into the directory expense tracker and I can just say Python manage.py run server. Yeah, and actually if we check it here, yeah, so this is our initial Django website. Really cool. Already a lot of stuff outside the box. And if I'm correct, there's also an admin page here, yeah. But I cannot really log in here because I don't have any user. So that's something we'll do, but for now, our Pycharm loaded, but oh, just a second here. Oh god. I need to activate my Pycharm license because I created a new Windows account just for streaming, so you know you guys cannot see my browsing history and stuff. And if I launch Pycharm, I need to activate it because I'm using not the community edition, but I don't know what's it called, which the edition which you all of the guys have to pay for, but I have a free license because I'm a university student. So that's really handy if you're a university student. And of course, I don't know what my password is for JetBrains. Yeah, just a second here. Yeah, I just set the screen for be right back for like 3 minutes. All right, we're back. Actually, I couldn't activate my account for some reason. I don't know why, but uh, the community edition will do just fine. So I'm going to use that. And we want to open a project, and this is going to be located here. Stream expense tracker, and we want to enter this directory. And it just loaded on my other screen. And yeah, we can see the Pycharm here. And what I want to check first is if I'm in the virtual environment that I created. Great, I don't see it here. I don't know why. If I do a pip freeze, it doesn't output anything, so that means I'm not in the virtual environment. So let's enter it. VNV scripts activate. All right, so let's go back here. Okay, so, and I guess I can just close this now because I can use the terminal here in the Pycharm editor. So what I want to do here is, let's close this. I won't be needing that anymore. And setting up a basic Django application. That's pretty much done. And connecting the Django application with the database. Yeah. Uh, Before that, let's go over the quick start for the Django Rest Framework. Well, not the quick start, but there are some things that need to be done in order for it to work. So it starts here, and so it says add REST framework to your installed apps setting. And if you guys seen, there's a setting.py here, and there's a whole bunch of stuff here that we won't need to bother with them, but we will need to copy here this line REST framework, and let's just somehow make all of this bigger because the text is probably not really easy to see on the stream. So font, and let's say 20. Okay, and I'm just gonna check if I can see it all right from the stream. I can see it all right from the. It looks good. I'm just going to ask a friend of mine if he can see the code. Just a second. Okay, so I just confirmation that the code is, like, you can see the code. So what we've done here is copied this line here in the installed apps, this line REST framework. We won't bother with these because I don't really know what are these. I'm just a beginner for Django and I've done like one project, so this is this is a learning experience for me as well. So yeah, we've copied this line, and what we want to be doing next is there's going to be a URL patterns list in the urls.py file, and we will need to copy this line there. So let's do that. And oops, there's some problems with the imports. What's this? Oh yeah, I know what's the problem is. I need to configure the project so that the Python interpreter is the one that we created, the virtual environment. So we can do that here, project Python, and oh god, we will need to locate that existing environment, and let's search for it, stream, and there it is. Why isn't it working? Maybe I need to select this. Oh yeah, right. No, it should. Yeah, I think that will work. Yeah, it did. So yeah, it says here it lists all the packages that we've installed. So as you can see here, we've got everything. We've got Django and the Django Rest Framework. All of these other packages came with the Django or the Django Rest Framework. And all right, this should disappear. The unresolved reference for Django. And why is it still showing an error? Oh yeah, it's loading here. So that should disappear. Yeah, it did. Okay, all right. So there's an unresolved reference for the URL, and I'm just pressing Alt Enter here, and it brings up this panel here, and we want to import this name, and let's select this, and same with the include. Oh, same with the include. Import this name from the Django, and it should be working now. So let's refresh, or not refresh, but start the server. And let's see what we've got here. Yeah, there's a problem. Django. Something regarding these URL paths. Okay, let's see the documentation here. Oh yeah, right, because we need this kind of setting. So the REST framework is like, I'm not quite sure what's the correct wording here, or like like how it's properly explained in the Django regarding Django, this whole thing. But the whole point is that we will need to add this configuration to our settings.py file. So let's just copy that to the bottom here, and let's just restart the server and see if it works. It still does not work. Okay, let's just continue with the tutorial, I guess. Expense tracker. Oh, and I just realized that I should have named this API, not expense tracker. That's alright for now. So we've added all these, and what we also need to do is create an additional application, or I'm not quite sure what it was, what's it called. We created the project, and then we need to also create an application. So let's do that here. Python manage.py and start app, and let's call this expense tracker REST API. Oh my god, I just typed an E there. Let's delete this whole thing. Yeah, so this, and as you can see, it created a whole bunch of files for us. And let's just get started with this database, because we're never going to finish this at this pace. So we've created a little plan for our database, how it's going to look like, and if we want to implement it in Django, well, actually what we need to do is create these so-called models. So a model is basically describing how a database table will look like. And let's just start with the user table, and we are going to just use the basic Django model for that. And let's search for the quick start here. No, let's see this. Yeah, we've added this line. Okay, so yeah, actually it's just importing the user model straight out from Django, and it's not even creating a class or anything like that. But let's just create a class here called my user, and we can just copy this and type in user. So this right here, from an object-oriented perspective in Python, this is the inheritance. So this is my class name, and after that in brackets I can specify what superclass I want to use when creating this class. So the superclass will be user, and in here we are just going to say pass, so it won't really do anything. So it's basically the same as just using the user, but we just want to create this model for us, and we'll actually add some stuff later on for this. And let's see how should we continue. So we have our model, and we basically want an API endpoint that lets us add the user and see what kind of users we have already in the database. So to do that, well, actually there's a kind of process from converting these models and communicating with the database and all that. So the first step is creating a model, and then what we need to do is create a serializer which is basically Serializer is going to take our model and serialize the data, which just basically means converting it to JSON in this example. And let's just copy this. So I'm going to create a separate file for this called serializers.py, serializers, and let's just copy paste here. And what we want to import is this. Get rid of the unnecessary imports, and we have our user serializer. Also, we want to import the user model. As you can see here in the serializer, we need to give this model field a value, and this is going to be actually my user, which I'm going to import here. So we imported this model that we just created before. I'm just going to delete this. So we imported our model, and for the serializer, we are giving the value my user for the model, and there are some fields here. Let's just keep them here, and we'll see what it does. And another thing that we want, and later on we will talk about what this hyperlinked model serializer is, but let's just get the application up and running, just so we can see something that's actually working. So let's add the view set here. So we already have a views.py, and right here we need to copy this code in, and let's import that, and that's going to be my user, and we just created the user serializer class, so let's import that and delete this line. So basically that's all set up. So we are ready with the APIs part. So we can manage users. We can create a user. We'll have a bunch of fields, and we will check them out in a minute. So basically it's that easy. What we need to do is just create a URL pattern. So like, as you can see now, it just gives an error. I don't think it's even running. I don't know why it gives an error. Oh, it doesn't. Yeah, it's not running right now. So what we need to do is we have this urls.py, and we need to add the URL pattern here. So let's just search for some help here. Oh, and yeah, just create a super user. That will be helpful. So we can basically just copy this here. Oh, wait a second. There's something I didn't add. Project setup. Let's see. What did we miss? We created a start app. Yeah. I think we're in the right directory here. Expense tracker. Yeah. So oh yeah, we need to create a migration first. So we have some kind of database model programmed here, which is basically right now just having a user. And what we need to do is create a migration, and that's let's just do that right here. So copy this. It's going to create a migration. It's basically just taking a look at all of this code that we've added. Well, not really much code, but this code that we've added, and it's going to create a migration. And I don't know where it's stored. It should be here, I guess. But it created a migration for us, and we will need to run this migration. Or no? Well, it's basically just synchronizing the database. We'll see how the migration is going to be helpful for us. Let's just copy this here and see if it works now. Yeah, it does work. So we need to add a password here. admin. Yeah, it's just too easy. So let's type in something that I will remember. Mm, ex expense tracker. Expense tracker. Oh, so, oh, no. Yeah, the admin password is too weak. Expense, no, yes. Oh, we can just create it because we can bypass the password validation. Yeah, so we have a user and the password is admin. Great. So, let's see here. Same stuff that we've already seen. We already have created a view. And let's see in the URLs. Oh yeah, we need to define this router here and then register these kind of stuff. Yeah, so we need to copy this code and let's see. Let's import all this and I guess it should work. So what we're doing here is we created this user view set and we are creating a default router and we are adding this user view set to this path. So if I'm correct here, let's run the application and we should see something. Oh no, something's not right. It's probably because I'm adding a separate model here. Okay, let's just comment this out and we'll fix it later. So we are going to use the Django model here. So comment this out and just use the Django model for now, just to see if it works at all. So model, serializer, and then we have the view. Yeah, we need to fix it here as well. Let's just comment this out and copy this here. And I think that's all. Let's see. Yeah, so we fixed the issue. And let's see. So we still get a page error, but I think if we navigate to users, it still doesn't work. Let's see. Let's consult with the documentation here. I'm just going to copy paste this code. Oh, I think I realize what the issue is. So we're actually hmm, hmm, let's just copy paste this here. I don't know if this namespace stuff will just what was here before? Oh right. So this line is just oh yeah, the admin line is just completely unnecessary and we are adding this router. Oh yeah, of course it makes sense. We just created this router and we didn't use it at all anywhere. So yeah, we need to add this and let's just copy this part of the code here as well. I don't know, just to make sure it works and delete this. And actually it's not URL but path, so it's not going to be needed anymore. Yeah, just delete this. Okay, so let's restart the server and hopefully it will work. Let's see. Okay, that's right. So this is basically just the view for the API. Like we can see here all the resources that we've defined, and we only have one resources, which is the user. And as you can see, we can log in here, and we created a user, and I have no idea what the name for the user was, but we've copied it from here. So the name was admin. Great, really creative, and the password was admin. Yeah, so we managed to log in here, and let's just see what this does. So we can see here all the users, and actually we only have one user, and this is the admin user that we are currently logged in with. And there's 4 different key value pairs here, and if you remember, in the serializer there's this field list here, and these strings here represent these key names here. So what we can actually do here is say like all fields or something like that. I'm going to Google for this. Django Rest Framework Serializer, fields all. Let's see. Serializer fields. Maybe here. I've seen it in one of the tutorials I was watching about serializers, but I have no idea where. Oh, that's probably what we need. Yeah. So. Oh yeah, that's it. That's what we need. So we can just. It's not even going to be a list, just a string. So if I say all here, let's restart the server. Let's see. Oh yeah, there's a lot of stuff here. I'm guessing this is because there's a field that you then don't have permission to see. So, oh god, lots of stuff here. Okay, let's just search for the Django user model, and probably we'll see some documentation about it. And yeah, we can just see what fields we have. So username, first name, last name, email, groups. Okay, let's just say that we want the username, and what else? Email, and let's just say the groups. Yeah, that should be enough. When the server is restarting itself, I guess. Let's see. Why I closed it. So if yeah. So as you can see here, it got refreshed, and now we are just getting these 3 values here that we entered in the fields. All right, so just a second here. I'm just going to drink some water. Okay, what to do next? Let's just create these groups, and let's just create all the tables. So groups, expenses, category, subcategory. And the way we do that is we need a model for all of them. So we will need a model for the groups, but actually it's something that is already in the Django and we won't be coding anything regarding that. So let's just search for Django group model, and yeah, it's here. I'm guessing it's in the same. Yeah, it's here. So what we can do is basically just say this. Let's just call this group serializer and group. And for the fields, what do we have here? Name and permissions. Okay, let's try and output both of them. Permissions. And we have the model already. We have our serializer. We need to create a view for this. So group view set and view sets, model view sets. Let's just do the same. So query set is going to be, we need to import the group model here. Group dot objects, and serializer class is going to be group serializer. And I think that's it. All we need to do is just add this to the route. So register our groups, views dot group view set. And I think that's it. Let's see if I'm correct. And yes, we created this group here. Perfect. So let's just, oh god, probably we cannot display the permissions, just the name of the group. Let's see. Yeah, so that was the issue. And yeah, there's something here that we probably didn't see in the users page. So as an admin, I can just post data here. So let's just create a group here. So this group is for the users. So I don't know. Let's just say basic user and create one more premium user. Oh, it's actually, yeah. So I think both of them got created, but let's check. Yeah, so we have these two groups right now, and we can check here in the users that the admin user is in neither of those group. Let's create a user here. So let's create the user with the name Greg Taylor. Email address is going to be gregtaylor.at@gmail, and of course a premium user, why not? And yeah, so we created a new user. Let's just check it here, listing out all the users. So we have a new user here, and as you can see in the groups, we have this link here, and it's linking us to the premium user. And actually what I like is for this to display premium user, just display it, not a link to this here. So let's figure that out. If I'm correct, then it's probably going to be this that we need to change. So modern serializer, or not this, but probably this one, but we'll see. No, it's something wrong here. Okay, interesting. It's still working, right? Yeah. Okay, so let's just Google this. So Django Rest Framework. How should we search for this? Display text instead of link. I don't know. See, probably that's something that's going to be interesting for us. Okay, let's just not spend too much time with this. We'll figure this out later. But let's get to some actual coding. we haven't coded anything regarding the models here, so because these are just built-in models in the Django. So let's create our own model here. So let's start with let's go with the expenses. Let's be brave here. So I'm just going to delete this and this. Let's just create. Let's just see if there's any help for us here. Tutorial. Oh yeah, that's something that's not in the Django Rest framework, but the Django itself. So yeah, let's see here. Excuse me. Oh yeah, there's a really good example here. So basically with the model we are just describing, like, what does it say here? Each field is specified. Yeah, we are just mapping the attributes to a database column. So but this is just a really easy to understand example here. So if we are creating a model called person, we have a first name, and this is going to be a character field with a max length of 30, and the same is for the last name. And this is going to be exactly the same as if we were to type this command in SQL. So it's going to create a table. Yeah, it's going to create a table because why? How does it know if it's called my app person? Oh yeah, my app is the name of the application, and then it's connected with an underscore, and then a lowercase version of the class here. So it knows that it has to there has to be an ID here. We don't need to add that because I'm guessing that the model class that we are inheriting this from takes care of that, and the two fields that we are adding here are going to be uh, these two lines. Okay, some technical notes. Yeah, it says here that it's automatically derived, and probably we can specify what the table name is, but I'm guessing that's not really important. The ID field is automatically added, but it can be overridden. Great. And yeah, this is just an example. Yeah, and actually it's just to mention this, why Django is so powerful is, so yeah, this is an example formatted using the PostgreSQL syntax, but actually, we can use other kinds of databases as well. So Django supported databases. Let's just search for this. Databases. Yeah, so there's built-in support for all 5 of these databases. And I'm guessing, yeah, there are also a number of database backends provided by third parties. So these are the official supports, and there are a bunch of others for other databases. But just to show you guys how powerful this Django is, like if I were to, like, by default it's using PostgreSQL, but let's say I want to change my database to be a MySQL database. What I need to do is just come in here, and in the settings we have this databases dictionary, and I can just specify the engine. Like, probably what I need to do is, like, just put MySQL here and MySQL here, and that's it. but we are not going to change that right now. But it's just that easy, and it really highlights how powerful these frameworks are. Like, it just does so many heavy lifting for you. But let's get back to creating a model here. So where were we? Right here. So we need to copy this line of code, and let's create our expense class here. Expense is, let's say, expenses, or yeah, it can be just the expense. So let's models dot model. Let's inherit from this class, and let's see. We just basically need to specify the fields that we want. It's that easy. So let's check. We need an ID. That's already taken care of. So we need a date. We can just call a date, and let's search for Django model date field. Model field reference. Oh, we have lots of stuff here. Let's just see if anything comes up. Oh yeah, there it is. Date field. Let's just use that and we'll see what it does. Okay, so what else do we need? Amount, category, subcategory. So amount, category, subcategory. Just putting a command here so I don't have to alt tab all the time. So amount is going to be an integer field. And actually the category and the subcategory, just thinking here, do we need to store these in the expense? Yeah, we need. So let's, and just thinking here, like, particular instance of an expense can have one category and one subcategory. Yeah, so it's a one-to-one relation, one-to-one relationship. And let's see how we deal with this. So an example, a place optionally can be a restaurant. So yeah, one-to-one field. And I'm thinking here that we need to specify, we don't need to specify the category field here, but just create the category class, and then we need to specify in there that it connects this expense class. Yeah, let's do that. So category models.model, and what do we need here? It will have an ID, and just thinking here, but like, I have a category and it can belong to multiple expenses, so it's not a one-to-one relationship, but a one-to-many. Let's see if there's an example here. No, there won't be. One-to-many Django models. Let's see, many-to-one. So yeah, to define a many-to-one relationship, use foreign key. So in this example, we have a reporter and an article, and then a reporter can have multiple articles. So in my case, category can belong, just thinking here. So category can belong to multiple A category can belong to multiple expenses here. I'm just checking. Is there anyone in chat who can help me with this? I'm stuck a bit. Let's just think this over. So a reporter can have multiple articles, and in my case, a category can have multiple expenses attached to them, kind of something like that. So yeah, I think I'm starting to put this together. So yeah, I think I got it. So we need to define in the category class an expense, and that's going to be model foreign key, and it's linked to the expense class. And there's this line here, so on delete models.cascade, and that would basically mean if I were to set it, and I think it's on default it's set on models dot. So that would mean if I were to set it to cascade, that would mean if I have a category, like let's just say I have the category food, and I have like 10 expenses in that category in my database, and if I were to delete the category, then it would delete all of those instances of expenses. And I'm just thinking that's not exactly what I want. But like, do I don't think I even, just thinking here. Do I even want to give permission to delete a category? And I'm just thinking that probably I don't want to. But still, like setting this cascade on delete, I just don't think that's a good idea. Let's just check what else can we do. On delete options, on delete cascade to create a recursive. Oh gosh. So yeah, we have cascade, protect, set null, set default. Let's just use this. Set. Oh yeah, it should be models dot set, and just I'm pressing I'm holding the control button and pressing, I mean just a click with my mouse, and I can see what this function does. I'm not really much, I don't understand that, but my idea is that I can just pass a string in there, and if I delete a category, then in all of those instances where I've used the category, there will be just the string value that I specify here. Yeah, we will see. Deleted category, let's just say that here. And actually I think that's it for the category. And just let's create the same for the subcategory. Models.model, and let's just do this, and basically the same. Or no, it's just thinking here. The subcategory is, yeah, it should be linked to category. So category, and I'm guessing it's the same in this case as well. So a category can have multiple subcategories. So yeah, let's do this category, and in this example probably, oh, and I forgot to do this on delete. Let's use this cascade here. Because if I delete a category, then I don't really care if the subcategories are also deleted. And do I need to link the subcategory to the expanse? I don't think so. And just thinking here, I want to give the option that a subcategory can be of null value, but I think it's that way by default. So yeah, I don't think I'll be bothering with that. Let's just create the serializers for all these. So what I'm going to do is just copy this code and copy it 3 times, and we need an expanse serializer, we need a category serializer and a subcategory serializer, and let's import from I think if I just say it here, category, yeah, it gives me the import. So we imported the category, and what else do we need? We need the expense and subcategory. Oh yes, so it needs to be expense, category, and subcategory. And in the expense serializer, let's just split this. So in the case of the expense serializer, I want the date and the amount. And can I just say category and sub? Oh no, the subcategory won't be here, but oh, and I'm just starting to realize that this is not going to be a good way that I just set up these models. We'll fix that. We'll fix that later. Let's just finish the serializers and see if we can add expenses and stuff like that. So in the category serializer, what do I want to? Oh, and I just realized I completely forgot to add a really important field here. So we need a character field defining what the name of the category is, and the same for the subcategory. And we want to display the name, and yeah, I think that's going to be it. Alright, we need to add views. So let's just create those. Expense view set and model view set. And let's just copy paste this code. And what we want here is expense, and let's import that. Alright, and what we want here is the expense serializer. Did I spell it right? Yeah, I did. Alright, let's import the category and the subcategory and import the serializers as well. So category serializer and subcategory serializer. Alright. So we have the view for the expense. Okay, I'm just going to copy paste this. Alright. What we need is category and subcategory. And that's almost it. We need to change this and this category serializer and subcategory and subcategory serializer. Alright. And for the last step, we need to add this to the router here. So register our expenses, yeah, use dot expense view set, and let's add categories and views category view set. Oh, and let's add the last one, which is subcategories. All right, let's see. Yeah, so there's an error here. Expense does not declare an explicit app label. Okay, let's search for this error here. Let's see. Oh yeah, we need to add the application name to the installed apps. So what do I need to do here? Settings, installed apps, and expense tracker REST API. That's it. I think that's it. No, because there are some errors here. So I have these character fields and they need to have a max length. So let's just say 50. And I also have some warnings here. Let's just... Oh, alright. Alright, let's just not bother with the warning. So, yes, we have all these API endpoints now. So, and I just realized I forgot something really important, that I need to link the expense model with the user model. So I think we can just do this. So models, no, it's going to be a foreign key. Wait, oh yeah, it's models.foreign key, and what we need here is the user model. Let's just import this. Yeah, and on delete models.cascade. Cascade. All right, let's refresh the server and let's see. Let's see. Oh, something's not right. Yeah, no such table, and I know why this is. Remember when before we created our admin user, we had to do this kind of migration, and we will need to do that again. So the migration is basically just checking for your application if you have implemented any models, and if you did, then it's going to create a little script that well, it's basically just translating your model into SQL or whatever language it needs to translate it to based on your settings. So let's just stop the server for a second and search for it. Django migrations and migrate. Okay, let's see here. Workflow. So we need to create a migration like this. Manage.py, make migrations. Did I spell it right? I think I did. Yeah, let's see. And yeah, the warning here. And yeah, so it says here create model category, subcategory in expense and add field expense to category. That's interesting. All right, let's just. Okay, we created a migration and we need to run the migration. So Python manage.py and migrate. And I think it's all done now. So if I run the server, I think it should work now. Let's see. Just a second here. Just a second, I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Okay, so what we did, we just created our migration, and you know, before we had the error. If I were to click on this link, we had an error before, and let's see. Yeah, we still have an error, and let's see what the problem is. So it says that the category field name is not valid for the model expense. So let's check what this is about. So oh yeah, that's right, because it's linked like that. So there's no category field here. So in the serializer, when I'm telling it to display the category, it doesn't know what it should display. So let's just delete that, but let's add the user here, and it should refresh. Yeah, it did. Yeah, so that fixed it. Oh, that's cool. So yeah, but it's not working the way I want it to work, because in here I should be able to specify the category and the subcategory as well. And like, just thinking here, maybe I got it completely wrong, and probably this should be a field here, and also the same goes for the subcategory as well. Yeah, that's right. let's just copy this here and paste category here. Oh yeah, we need to define the model before that, so let's just copy this here, and the same goes for the subcategory. Let's just delete this line, and what we need to add here is basically this and subcategory. The screen is too small for me. Okay, let's delete these lines, and I think that because we've interacted with the models, probably we will need to create another migration, but let's just, yeah. So we get an error here, and I have no idea what it is. No such column, expense tracker, yeah, so probably we need to run a migration again. So let's just close the server here and make migrations. Oh yeah, and it's asking about some stuff because we are trying to add no nullable field category to expense without a default. Oh yeah, so because we already have some stuff in the database and the new database model is a bit different, but like actually we didn't add anything, so I don't know why it's come up, but the reason why it's asking us this question is that we've tampered with the database model a bit, and if there were any data in the database, then like for example, let's say we have like 10 instances of expense here and we add the new column, then we can't just really put null there because it's a field that has to have a value, so there needs to be a default value here. But provide an one-off default now. Okay, quit and let me add the default in models.py. Oh, let's just go with the option 1. Please enter the default value now as well as Python. Let's just say 1. And the same for the subcategory. Okay, it's alright. So what we need is to migrate and run the server. Okay, let's see. All right, it's still not working, and yeah, I know why. We fixed the model, but we will need to change the serializer class as well. And where are we? Expense serializer. And what we need here is category and subcategory. Oh, and just let's just try the thing that we tried before, but it didn't work. So all. Let's see what it does. And it should refresh the server, I guess, or did it? Yeah, it did already. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, so this is exactly how I wanted it to look. And it's displaying all the fields as well. Great, really great. So I don't really have to list them all because there isn't anything like sensitive here, so we can just say all and don't have to list all the fields. But if I come to think of it, like it's better to list them, just because I don't know, it's cleaner, I guess. So let's just type in all of those fields. So user, date, amount, category, and subcategory. Alright, and let's refresh this. Okay, it did. Yes, so it's working. And let's see. I want to add an expense here, so the date. Actually, that date should be by default in today's date. So we will need to fix that. So the amount, let's just say 1,000, and Yeah, we don't have any categories here to select from, but we can just post it. No, because the field is required. And actually, yeah, the category field should be required, but the subcategory should not. So that's something that we will need to fix, and that's something we will need to fix in the models here. So my guess is that I can just say required. No, it's not that. It's not that easy. Let's think. Django model required field. Let's see, required. Oh, that's a common word here. Oh yeah, it's called blank. So if it's true, then the field is allowed to be blank, which just basically means that. Oh no, it's not. It does not mean that it can be null, but let's just use this sole blank. Let's set it to true, and let's stop the server. Make another migration. Where is it? Make migrations. Okay, and migrate, and let's run the server. Okay, let's check what we did here. So okay, we need to refresh this, and yeah, oh yeah, it's working. So in here in the category it still says the field is required, but in case of the subcategory it's not required anymore, which is great. And at first let's create a category here. So let's just create food for a category, and what else? Transportation. Okay, that's another one. Add another one. Housing. That's enough. So if you want to check our categories, they are here. And let's add an expense. So today's date should be fine, and 1,000, and oh boy, this does not seem good, and I know how to fix it. If I remember correctly, we need to add to one of these classes double underscore str method. So which is basically the toString method in Java. So let's see here. Django. How should I search for this? Oh god, we have so many pages opened. So I want it to be not category object 1, but just food. And like, how do I do that? I think it's probably something that the serializer does. So let's just see what's here in the quick start, and let's see, or let's just probably search for Django Serializer string field. Thanks. Just save. I know when I first I I did a project. It didn't really. It wasn't anywhere near finished, but I remember that we ran into this exact problem, and then we fixed it somehow. But how should I search for this? Let's think here for a second. Django Rest Framework. Object. Let's see. It's just probably, maybe call returning object number instead of object name. This is the REST call result. Oh yeah, that's, oh, and we see it here. Yeah, so, oh, and it's something that we need to add to the model, so we will need to create a migration again. Okay, whatever. So let's just define it here, and let's just return the name of the category. Oh, return, and probably we will do just same here. And oh boy, how should this look like? An expense should be like amount, serve that amount. Serve category, and in subcategory, serve that subcategory. Okay. Let's run the migration again. So where is it? Where is it? Make migrations. Oh, it says no changes detected. Interesting. Maybe I don't even need to run this now. Alright. It won't hurt, I guess. So let's run the server. And let's see here. Did I close it? Oh no, it's here. It's here. So let's refresh this. Oh yeah, and it worked. It worked. So we just need to add this toString or str double underscore method to the category here. That was the. All right. So did we add the expense here? Expenses? Oh no, we didn't. Okay, so let's just add this. So 1000, and in the category of food, and let's make a post here. And of course it didn't work. What's the problem? Subcategory ID. Let's take a look at this here. So the subcategory is only used in case of the expense, but it should be able to. I should be able to create this even if there's no subcategories here. Expense. Not. Okay, there's probably this blank does not work in this case, because I think it only works in cases of like string values and integers. Okay, let's search for this. Not REST framework, but models allow null, maybe. Oh, so there's, okay, so we can just say null equals true, right? So not blank, but null. And do I need to run a migration? Probably do. Let's just do it. Get it over with. I swear, I have no idea. Okay, it's here. And migrate. And let's run, oh, okay, run the server. And let's see. So, yes, we have the option to select this. Great. Oh, and yeah, it executed the request, so it worked. And we can see it here. So we have the all the expenses here. And yeah, we have the thing that I don't like here is that the category should just display food, because like coming from a front end perspective, I want to be able to, just, I don't know, let's say that, for example, something like this. I should be able to do something like this, like say user ID or something like that, and then expenses, and then collect all the expenses there. But in that case, I don't really want to see this link here. I just want to see all the data listed here. So this link won't work here. So let's search for a solution to fix that. So, and I think it's because of this hyperlinked model serializer, because you know let's just think for a second. I'll maybe just consult the documentation here. So serializers, let's see what we can find here. So serializer, let's just try this here. So the expense serializer is just going to be a serializer, not a model hyperlinked model serializer. Let's see what that does. Okay, that's not good. Do we have something like model serializer? Yeah. Let's see. That's better, but still it says the ID here, not the actual value. So let's search for a solution for that. And I remember that's also something that came up, and it's actually something. Let's just see Django serializer display text field. Let's see what this is. No, display text instead of field ID. Let's see what this is about. Serializer depth, maybe. Yeah, I remember that's the attribute that needs to be added, if I'm correct. Okay, let's just read it here. So we have these three classes, and interesting. Oh, so we can that's interesting. Question. Okay, so I think I want to figure this out and fix this issue, and then I'll probably end the stream, because it's been like 2 hours now, almost 2 hours, and I'm getting a bit tired. It's almost 9 o'clock. So yeah, there's a solution. So like we can just put here, I think here depth equals 1, and that should solve it. But let's see if it did. Yeah, it did. Oh my god. Yeah, we can see what the issue with this is. Like, it shows way too many things. And it's exactly the reason why this question was asked here. So like, He says that it shows details of another foreign key field, which I don't really need. Well, in this case, it's not that we don't need it, well, we don't, but like it's actually really sensitive, so we cannot display that at all. But let's see. So this depth equals 1 is like I'm guessing is just like a quick solution, but it's not the most. No, it's not the best way to do this. So let's just see here. What we want is let's okay let's see this. You need to serialize answer which showing the detail of question but not showing the detail of user. Then you could define your serializers like that. Oh, let's see. So we can just say in the expense serializer like category equals category serializer, and oh, we need to copy this below the category serializer, and let's probably bring this up as well. So like that. Okay. So what we can say here is many equals false, read only true. Not quite sure what those mean. Let's see. Let's just check what we did so far. Oh, that's that's good, but like and oh, that's exactly what we want. But like I'm just curious what these parameters mean, like many equals false and read only equals true. Many. Let's just okay. Let's search for the documentation. Django Rest Framework Serializer many. Serializers. Let's search for many. Similarly, if a nested representation should be a list of items, you should pass. Oh, I think I know what it does. So it's basically let's just see here. So it's if you check it out, this is just a JSON object, and like, or I don't know, it's just an object, and if I pass in many equals true, I think it will be a list. No, it's trying to convert it to a list, but of course it's not a list, so it gives us an error. So yeah, that should be false, and it's false by default because we didn't get an error when it wasn't specified. So yeah, and let's just check out what the other parameter does. Read only. Let's just read only true. I'm not sure what what does it do if I set it in the serializer. Read only true. Like, what difference does it mean? You may wish to specify multiple fields as read-only instead of adding. That's. Let's just search for read-only without the underscore. Read only, true. Let's just set it. Let's see. I don't think it makes any difference. Oh, oh yeah, I see it, I see it. I added read only, and right here in the HTML4 when I can post data, it disappeared, the category. Yeah, so if I refresh this, it's there. I don't know why it's so ugly though, but it's there. It's interesting. I don't think that's how it was supposed to work. I don't really like that. Alright, that's something we will need to fix, I guess. But it's starting to get together, I guess. Let's just output something from the user as well. So user serializer, and can I specify what fields I want it to display, like? But actually I'm just thinking I won't be needing that because yeah, I won't be needing that later, but let's just check out what happens now. Yeah. Oh, that's great. So it's yeah, because I specified it here what it should display, so it's just displaying that. All right, that's nice. Except for the fact that if I remember, I wanted to add this expense to the other user, but doesn't matter. Oh, but the post form is just getting super weird here. Read only, true, but yeah, it should be true for both. But then if I want to add, oh boy, it's not good. Like I should be able to specify the category here. So like read only, true does not work. In case of the user serializer, it's fine because we don't want it here, but like we need to be able to add the category. And it's no, that's not how I want it to work. Okay, that's something we will need to figure out. So okay, I think that's where I will pick up next time. I don't know when it will be, but I really enjoyed this session. Like I don't know if how many people watched it, or I don't know, but it really helped me to get all this done. At least I wasn't distracted or anything like that. I was just doing this, and like saying things out loud. This just probably helps me think better. Like yeah. So I don't know when the next session will be there, but I'll I'll, I'll keep you guys posted. Well, thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this, I will upload this session to a YouTube channel, and hopefully you will find that and follow me on Twitch. So when the next time I go live, you will get a notification, and well, yeah, I guess see you next time.